Hey, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Franz back with another Genshin Impact video, and today Genshin Impact has released a new developers discussion, and this is pretty much where they just answer some questions that were left in the comment section of the last developers discussion, I believe. I don't know exactly where they pull the questions from, but it's basically in comment sections of some of their posts. But basically, this developers discussion goes over quality of life changes and updates that are coming for Genshin Impact, whether it is coming in, a update in the next couple of weeks, or if they're going to say it for version 1.3, something you have to read to find out. But I'm just going to quickly go over it because there are some nice changes and some cool things they're doing, especially adding more resin. Even though it's not exactly the best fix, it is something to help, but I'm going to get right into it. So the first question is, when will pre-installation come to mobile platforms? So this is basically when there's a huge update. So when version 1.3 comes out, you can pre-install the game and have it ready to go the day before. And it's basically saying they will have this ready before the version 1.3 update. So if you're a mobile player, then you can pre-install the game. It's not really a big thing. It's just like if you're like really want to play the game the second the update drops, you can pre-install it. So and we'll just quickly go on to the next question because it's not super big. I wish that I could hold down a button to add materials when enhancing our weapons. Now, for God's sakes, this one is like a no-brainer for me. Like, this one pains me that this is even here. Like, this game has been out for like 4 months, 5 months or something. And for God's sakes, this is the most annoying thing. Has anyone here tried to level a weapon from 80 to 90? It is the most ridiculous thing. I had to click on the blue ore, the highest ore, like 100 sometimes. It is stupid. Imagine trying to upgrade a weapon from 80 to 90 using just the gray material, like the level 1 weapon enhancements. It would literally take you like hours just to fill it in. Like, it's so stupid that this is even needed, but I'm very happy that they're finally doing it. This is really necessary for sure. It's a good quality of life update. I'm happy that they've done it. The next one is you like to use controllers on iOS devices. So this is just iPhones for the most part, not Android, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. So from version 1.3 onwards, devices will have their operating systems, or that have their operating systems upgraded to iOS 14 or higher. I don't know if that's the highest at the moment. I don't have an iPhone, but that is the operating system they at least have to use a controller. They support the Xbox wireless controller, Xbox Elite wireless controller, and the PlayStation DualShock 4, and then specialized iOS Bluetooth controllers. So basically, this is really nice for mobile players because I don't know how you're able to play this game on mobile. Honestly, if you're able to play this game and beat Spiral Abyss as a mobile player, you're honestly just a legend. And like, this is just going to make it so much easier for mobile players. I think this is a really, really good thing that they're doing. And honestly, if it wasn't just iOS, I'd probably do this from my phone so I could play it on the go. But I'm an Android user, so unfortunately, that does not affect me at all. But anyways, question 4, I wish that we could have the ability to convert materials. So this is something that I really never went over, but it's been data mined and leaked that they're adding a transforming material gadget into the game. The gadget's the thing that goes in your slot down here. It's basically a device that can transmute materials within and converts it to some other materials. So basically what that means is that you simply can transmute potentially this, Anemo gold gem to like an electro gold gem. That's pretty much all it is. It's like a one-to-one kind of thing. It's really kind of, it's okay. It's a nice quality of life thing in case you farmed the wrong thing. There is a stipulation though that after you use it, you have to wait 7 days to use it again. And also there's this weird thing that says during the process you must use elemental attacks to generate enough energy, which is a weird thing and I don't know how it's going to work, but either way they're adding this gadget to the game. And it's basically, it's okay. I didn't think it was worth making a whole video over this simple gadget, so I didn't. But it's a nice little quality of life thing that they're just adding. So the next question is basically a bug that's kind of been happening, I guess. This is not working as intended apparently. But basically when Waterboy's rain swords were out and use Oz's or Official's Oz at the same time, the rain swords were triggering Official's talent when it specifically says in her talent that only the active character can trigger the electrocharged reaction. So basically they're changing it so that these rain swords will no longer trigger it. So this is basically just a small bug that they found that one of their abilities was not working as intended and they plan on fixing it. It's nothing major really. And the same thing is with this one. Question 6 is why can't the Fatui Anemo Boxer Vanguard counter geo attacks any longer? It's basically saying that the Anemo Boxer was never intended to counter geo, so that they're going to remove the geo counter mechanic in version 1.2, and it's basically saying that they didn't really mention it in a previous thing, that they're now doing it. It's again just a small bug that wasn't working as they intended, and they're just changing it. And then question 7 is why does Ganyu's talent Harmony Between Heaven and Earth not affect her elemental burst? And this talent is saying that when you stand in her ultimate, you get a 20% cryo buff to your entire party. And this thing is basically asking, why does her ult not buff her ult? Well, it's for obvious reasons that you use your ult before you stand in it, so you just don't get the buff from it. It's pretty, apparently a lot of people questioned it, and they needed to answer it because this is really a ridiculous thing. If you use your ultimate before you get the buff, you're not going to get the buff for the ultimate. It seems pretty simple, but apparently people missed it. But anyways, I'm going to move on to question 8, which is the big question that even I would like to know. And honestly, just looking at it, it's literally just not even a question. We would like to have more original resin. It's not even a question. Literally every single thing was like a question or something like that. And this one is just like, everyone's like, we want more original resin. But it is saying all events in version 1.3 that do not require challenging leyline outcrops or domains will not consume original resin, and that the vast majority of large-scale events in the future will also not require original resin. So it's basically events are going to be much more similar to how the Chalk Prince and the Dragon was laid out, where you could complete the quest, you can do it at your own leisure. You do not have to use your resin to do it. It's not going to be like the Unreconciled Stars event where you had to use your resin, which is really nice, because the Unreconciled Stars event was nice, but it did suck that it kind of put a hold on people's farming of like their characters and weapons and stuff like that. So this is really nice that they basically stated that the vast majority of events coming will not use original resin, but that still doesn't solve the fact that we want more original resin right now. And that's what their second point is trying to help. So it's basically saying that their battle pass will be adjusted in the future, and that they will have a fragile resin as some of the materials that you can get from it, and you will get 1 fragile resin per 10 levels, and that is for the Sojourn's Battle Pass and the Gnostic Hymn. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically the top and bottom. So the Sojourn's Battle Pass is the free-to-play Battle Pass, and the Gnostic Hymn is the thing that you have to pay for. And it's basically saying you'll get 1 of these per 10 levels. So you'll get 5 of them total for each of them. So 10 in total if you buy it, and only 5 if you do not buy the Battle Pass. And just kind of as a better representation of what that will look like, is that it will look something like this, where you get 1 at level 5, 15, 25, 35, 45. And the same thing for the Gnostic Hymn, which is the purchasable Battle Pass. And that is, you'll get 1 at 5, 15, 25, 35, 45. So you can get 10 total. And each of these is 60 resin. So this is 300 resin if you do not buy the Battle Pass, and 600 if you do. I mean, what am I going to say about that? 300 more resin every 5 weeks or something like that. That's pretty much what the Battle Pass lasts. That's not really a good solution. It's not good. I don't want to sugarcoat it. It's just not that great. Them doing this and having a resin pass is their quote unquote solution to the original resin problem, but it's really not much of a fix, to be honest with you. I don't really like it, and it's a really bad band-aid, and I really hope that they just reduce the time that it takes to accumulate original resin. So like instead of 8 minutes per one, it can be like 6. I don't know if 5 is too low. I feel like 5 would be good too. I mean, personally, I'd love 5, but I feel like I don't want to ruin their all their money that they're getting. So you got to have some kind of compromise, and this is not it, in my opinion. It's nice that they're doing it, but it's just not a good fix in general. But that is going to be it for this one, guys. Please let me know what your thoughts down below on the original resin that they're going to be providing. If it's enough, if it's not enough, your thoughts on if my idea was okay, where they just reduce the amount of time it takes to get original resin. I'm curious what you guys think. Thanks so much for watching as always. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll definitely catch you guys in the next one. Peace.